What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Sinister Cobra, and welcome to another Halo video. Today I'm bringing you a breakdown of the latest Ask 343 QA. Of course, 343 released a follow-up to their Inside Infinite on Zeta Halo. They answered some community questions, and I watched the video, took some notes, and I'll be presenting you guys the cliff notes, so that way you guys don't have to watch the video. Of course, I highly recommend watching it, as I won't be covering everything, but I did take some of the most interesting things they mentioned in the video, and I will be passing on that information to you guys. So if you do want to watch that video, which I highly recommend you watch, as they go more in depth in these points I'm going to be talking about today, a link will be in the description for that video, so go ahead and check it out after this. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's go and start off with the weapon system they have in the campaign. So they did talk a little bit about toying with a weapon upgrade system, as it does seem like Halo Infinite is taking somewhat of an open world / RPG style of game. Well, they went ahead and confirmed that there will be no crafting system, there will be no like upgrade system. They did look into the idea at first, but it started to feel unlike Halo, so they just scrapped it and went back to just standard Halo type of weapon system. Now, of course, in Halo 5 they did introduce the rec system with like weapon variants, and they did confirm that weapon variants will be returning in Halo Infinite. That's pretty exciting news. That was maybe one of the better parts of Halo 5, so I am definitely glad to see that coming back. Hopefully we do see these weapon variants in multiplayer as well, and hopefully it's not just a campaign exclusive thing. So next we have some new info on the weather system in the game. So they went ahead and confirmed that there will be a wind system and a fog system in the game. Not entirely sure how that will affect gameplay, specifically the wind system. Maybe, if you're driving against the wind resistance, your vehicles will, move slower or something like that. Fog system, obviously, it'll probably be harder to see. But yeah, we didn't get really any examples of these new systems in place. They did mention that there will be no rain or snow or thunderstorms at launch. The way they worded it made it seem like that could be a potential thing that will come in a later update post-launch. Not too sure how high on the priority list that might be, but I was kind of hoping we would see some sort of weather system at launch. It only makes sense with them also confirming in this interview that Pacific Northwest biome is going to be like the main biome in the story mode. However, there will be like sub biomes within the greater biome, if that makes sense. But yeah, moving on to the day and night system, they talked a little bit about how that will work alongside enemy patrols. They mentioned that it will have an effect on the type of enemies you'll see. They gave an example of at night you might find more grunts sleeping and more phantom patrols with their like spotlights and stuff. So it's nice to see that they are taking that into consideration, and you just won't see like the same 3 brutes, 10 grunts, and 10 jackals patrolling the same area at all times of day. But speaking of the day and night cycle, they did mention how it will affect cutscenes. So they did confirm that the cutscenes will be using the in-game engine. We won't be getting pre-rendered cutscenes like the Halo 2 anniversary cutscenes. So basically what this means for us is that the cutscenes will be happening in real time. They're gonna seamlessly transition from gameplay to cutscenes. The time of day will be reflected in these cutscenes, as well as like the weapons you are carrying will be reflected in these cutscenes. So they did say that the main storyline will be linear. Even though this game will be open world, you won't be able to jump into a later point in the story without doing, the previous mission. One thing I did like that they mentioned about the story mode is the side missions. Obviously, you can just power through the whole main storyline without doing any of the side missions. But they did say that if you do complete side missions, you'll get access to like vehicles, equipment, weapons, etc. that will help you along the main storyline. This is just an example of how they're making Halo Infinite a little bit more open world, try to make it a little less linear and give you options on how to play the game. So for all you lore buffs out there, they did confirm the return of audio logs, and I think it might be safe to assume terminals might be coming back as well, since that seems to be a staple of the Halo games. Of course, these audio logs will be exploring the lore of Zeta Halo. So if that is something you're interested in, or if you're just like an achievement hunter because you know damn well there are going to be achievements tied to these audio logs, those are making a return to the campaign. And finally, probably the coolest thing they mentioned in this video is that you can physically push stuff off of Zeta Halo into the deep space. So they gave an example of a Scorpion tank blasting a Wraith right off Zeta Halo, and then the developer just watched that Wraith float off into space. But I'm totally excited to just push everything off the Halo ring. That's just an idea or a concept that never even like crossed my mind. But I'm really excited to push things off of Zeta Halo. Hopefully we can travel into space ourselves. Well, you know, that will lead into some cool clips with zero gravity and things like that. Hopefully they have space battles. That would be the coolest thing, having space battles. In the previous Inside Infinite, they did mention hopping into a Banshee and floating off into a broken part of Zeta Halo. So I think, you know, all the puzzle pieces are coming together, and maybe there will be space battles. Maybe there will be some like space stuff. That would be super cool. I can't wait to see what that is. Of course, I want to try to keep my hopes, my expectations at a reasonable level. That way I don't get disappointed. But fingers crossed that they bring like space battle stuff into Halo. That would be super cool. So of course, with all these cool things coming into Halo Infinite, there is of course the bad news side of things. 343 did confirm that there will be no playable elites and that there will be no dual wielding. So this is pretty unfortunate for those people that love these things, especially the part of the community that has been pushing 343 to include playable elites. The way they talked about it, they did make it seem like it is an optional idea that they can explore post-launch and bring it into the game. However, there's just no current plans in bringing that stuff into the game. Honestly, and as sad as this sounds, I would just say don't get your hopes up in getting these things at a later date. They're probably just too focused on other things, and honestly, they probably have data from like Master Chief Collection that tells them, that gives them an idea that not a lot of people use these features. Again, it is unfortunate. I do remember in Halo 2 when they allowed you to play as an elite. I absolutely loved playing as an elite. That was until I went onto Xbox Live, and there was just like this placebo effect that it was easier to kill elites. Although I do believe Bungie confirmed back in the day that elites and Spartans had the same hitbox. There was just this like placebo effect of everybody thinking that elites were just easier to snipe or easier to get headshots on. And as far as dual wielding goes, I absolutely love dual wielding. I think it's pretty cool. Although from what I do understand is that dual wielding just like completely breaks the balance of the weapons. So it's hard to tune them, hard to make them, you know, not OP. As far as dual wielding goes, they did mention that they're going to be giving us a ton of freedom in custom games, so maybe that will be an option for custom games, who knows. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this Cliff Notes version of that Ask 343 video. Again, the link will be in the description below. I recommend watching it. It's like about a 45-minute to 50-minute long video. However, the developers do go a little bit more in detail in some of these points that I talked about today, and of course they cover some things that I did not cover. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and leave me a comment with what you think about these decisions that they decided to include in the game. I know there is some controversy along this Playable Elites thing, so let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.